Good afternoon. Good morning. It is Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. Um, I'm here at a job and I just had to share this really quick. So I was listening to Caleb on my way to my job, and the song was called God Story. And as the song was playing, I was just like reliving so many moments in my life where God showed up and came through, but not just for me, for people around me. And so many people in my life. Okay, so let's just say my daughter was born 18 years ago. Okay, 18 years later, so many people's lives have been changed. 18 years of praying for these people. And God has completely showed up. And these people now put their faith and hope in Jesus Christ. When before, I remember, for example, my daughter's biological dad, I remember a couple years ago, his brother got saved and he got married, and his life just completely changed after he gave his life to Jesus. And I remember when he was a teenager, like 15, both him and his sister, they were 14, 15, and then my daughter's dad was 17. And I just turned 18, so we got pregnant fairly young. And I remember they would say, Arlena, how come you always talk about God and bring God in everything? And, I always loved God and I knew God, not that I was living my life perfectly. I was a teen mom. But fast forward, 17 years later, and his brother and sister are saved, and they have just given their whole heart, mind, and soul over to Jesus Christ. And their lives have dramatically changed. I mean, I don't have a lot of contact with them, but just from when my daughters visited them and the things that they have, shared over Facebook and whatnot. And so I remember talking to my daughter's biological dad, and I said, how come you don't, you've seen your brother's life change so dramatically. Like, maybe you should give God a chance, And I remember him saying, "Oh, I don't really believe in that stuff." And I was like heartbroken because I was thinking, okay, but my daughter needs you to do that. Because I believe and I love the Lord, and my husband currently, he loves the Lord. And that's a whole nother story because my husband now was not always a full blown believer. Um, and so, anyways, he had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations, her biological dad. And a few months ago, he had called her and he talked to me, and he's like, you know what? I completely gave my life to the Lord. Like, God has been so good to me all these years, and I just didn't, I was selfish. I saw it my own way, and I realized how much Jesus has been there for me, and so I gave my life to him. And so, that's 18 years in the making. And I remember praying for him and his family, and his mom, she struggled with addiction, and you know, recently she went to finally she went and got some help, and she has been clean, and she has given her life to the Lord. And so, you know what? Don't stop praying, even if it takes 15, 20, 25 years. God hears our prayers and they do not come back void. I hope this story encourages you. Don't quit praying for family members. Don't quit praying for extended family, for your children's family members on the other side. God hears our prayers and he loves us so much, and he does not want any of us to be apart from him. So keep praying. Have a good day.